Most people think weed is medicine. What's actually happening is that the energy is the same shape in the auric field. The medicine window is tiny, then it quietly slides into daily numbing, distortion, and emotional unavailability that blows up the very connections you care about the most. I just witnessed a medicine woman pack her bags and choose homelessness than spend one more day making green juices for my enlightened friend at the beach. I'm in Mexico for New Year's visiting an expat, and he had a friend living with him who healed herself naturally from cervical cancer and was putting him on a 6-week cleanse for his stress-related full-body hives. And on the last day of the cleanse, the day I arrived, she packed her bags and left because my friend was essentially stoned for the last 2 weeks. Not only 25% of the cleanse, but 25% of the time she was living at the house as the in-house medicine woman. We were going out to the beach and he asked if she'd like to join, and instead they had to step off to the side where she announced she's leaving the house. And when it was all over, my friend said, 2 days ago she said I reminded her of her drunk uncle and she was going to distance herself from my choice to get stoned every day. He responded to her at that moment, "I respect that," which honestly makes someone on the other end of addiction even more angry, that subtle feeling of, why won't you fix it if you care about me? Then the reason she left is she had no access to talk reasonably to him when he was stoned. He was upset because he felt she just left abruptly, undermining the bedrock of their friendship. But isn't she right? As someone who grew up with alcohol abuse and got sober from alcohol addiction myself, I 100% understand when someone realizes they won't have a meaningful conversation when the recipient is in their addiction. All I could say to my friend is I applaud you understand you're stoned, but if you want reconciliation, you're gonna have to be clean for at least 3 days and apologize for the impact of your addiction. But if you choose to be stoned over the friendship is over. And when he said, "It's true that I use the medicine for 2 to 3 days, and then after that, I just choose to get stoned." Consider that daily use creates distortions. It's why cannabis isn't even invited into medicine circles in Western cultures. Most people think if you're using cannabis, they're more conscious. What's actually happening is that for most people, those who love you start tiptoeing, real conversations get postponed until you're in the right state, and eventually the healthiest person in the room packs their bags and walks. Relief begins when you accept that someone who loves you is allowed to say, "I will not try to have a real conversation with you when you're high," and that this is a boundary of love, not betrayal. If you're interested in seeing where the distortions live in your auric field and how to bring in energy so your relationships get watered where you thought nothing would grow before, book an energy reading at crystalpraisforyou.com.